Hello, my name is Abigail, and welcome to Polyglot Progress. Oh, there's Matt. He's back.
Hello.
Today is episode 9 of the Polyglot Progress podcast.
And today, we're going to be talking about the languages that we would like to learn this year and our plans to learn them.
And just kind of general goals and resolutions for the new year that are language related. Hi. Matt wants you to know right off the bat that my plan is a bit more there than his is.
It's a bit more formatted, and she's got it all together more than I do. But I think that's been a theme throughout the whole of this channel for a long time.
I think that's just a whole, throughout our lives, a stream of... Okay, Matt's just gonna, do things. Abigail's got,
She's a planner.
I am. I'm very much so a planner.
I like to plan as well, but I can be more spontaneous.
Not the way I am, when you're like, let's talk about, whatever, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a list.
Yeah. We are list-oriented people, but languages today.
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to start with your plan, which is more formatted than mine?
Alright, well, so I guess first, actually, we can start with, there's two separate parts to my plan. There's the stuff that I'm doing with Matt, and then there is the stuff that I'm doing on my own. So, I guess we can just start maybe with the stuff we're going to do together.
That'd be
fun. So this is a thing throughout both of our whole years. These will be the things that we do, and then on top of that, we'll have our own kind of plans going on.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, we decided to try something that we've never tried before, and that is have a plan A. We haven't actually planned our years ever before.
No,
we
I
kind
don't
of
think
had
so.
goals, I want to get to this language next year or whatever, but we haven't had it structured the way that many polyglots do, where they set certain months to learn certain languages and know when they're going to be starting things. So we decided to give that a try. So we broke our year up into 3 parts of 4 months, and so we're going to be learning 3 languages. Not learning, but getting a basis at least. We'll be studying 3 languages throughout the year. So for January, we started this one up through April for the first sector. We're going to be doing Arabic.
And more specifically, we're trying as hard as we can to learn the Arabic of Syria, or at least the dialect spoken in Damascus, because from the textbook we read yesterday, that is understood throughout Syria. And we're doing this sort of in honor of the refugee crisis and just everything going on in Syria. And because we are planning to travel to Europe this summer. And so I think it would come in handy because there's been a large influx of refugees, and being able to speak the dialect that many of them speak as opposed to speaking MSA and having to kind of cross that cultural boundary, just jump into the culture. And,
we've both wanted to learn Arabic for a really long time, but it wasn't really, it was kind of my next language, but also really not. I was planning, Japanese and Arabic have kind of always been fighting for the next language spot for me, and it was looking like I was going to pick up Japanese over my winter break, and then I decided not to, but also I just kind of had this realization around Christmas, because there was a bunch of stuff going on again, too, and I was like, Arabic is just, what needs to be learned in the world right now.
Yeah.
And also, we had always planned on doing Egyptian Arabic. I even owned, books for Egyptian Arabic and stuff. But, again, it was just one of those things where I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I need to do it, now and in the dialect that's gonna be able to help.
Yeah.
And I think in the city near where I live, and also probably in the city where I go to school, there are some shelters of just refugees and stuff. So I'd love to be able to, go in and, help out in any way, because I don't think there's that many people who are working at those shelters that can actually communicate with the people.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to get points across in English. So I think it would be so great to be able to go in and, not only would it be great for me to practice, but more importantly, then the people are going to be able to actually communicate what they're trying to communicate.
Oh my gosh. How cool would it be if we went in there, I wouldn't say with a camera because that might be a little...
Yeah, I don't know if we'd
with
be
a
allowed
voice
to bring
recorder,
a camera in, but...
Maybe, and ask people oh, would you like to say something? Or ask them questions about, how life is.
Yeah,
because they got here, so...
Yeah,
how's it going?
In general, that's kind of how that came across and why it is our first language of the year.
So we're learning that from January through April.
Yes. So that's the first 4 months settled.
If we're enjoying it, it may push over a bit, and we may continue it in self-study.
Also with these plans, this is what we have planned, but if we decide that we're feeling like the third language more than the second language. When it comes time to switch around to the next language, then that might move.
Yeah.
And also if we're like, actually I just want to stick with Arabic for 4 more months, we might knock out the language and just do 2 this year or whatever. So this is kind of a plan that we've set currently, because again, we haven't tried this before.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try it, but if we
feel like I'm gonna like
aren't feeling it, we're not going to. But I think it's pretty good, because I think in about 4 months we'll be ready to kind of just try out something new, and continue Arabic if we want to on our own time.
And so from May through August, which is the second language, we plan as of right now to learn Icelandic, because that is where first of all, we've both been fans of Icelandic for a long, long time.
Yeah,
and
Icelandic has been another one that we've been like, but what about Icelandic someday? Like, we gotta learn that together.
It sounds so pretty. I read a lot of. I have this one author I really like who's an Icelandic author, and I read his translations in English, but I'd love to read them in the language they were originally published in. And Iceland is where the 2017, the Polyglot Conference is being held. And so we'd love to go there.
Not sure if that's going to happen.
Not sure if it's going to happen. But it's a nice preparation.
There's going to be a lot of people learning Icelandic. So
so it'll be a nice community.
We're just going to hop on that, community of people and amount of resources that'll be available and things.
Definitely.
So, do we have anything more to say about that? I don't know.
I don't think so. I've been such a fan of Icelandic for a long time.
We just really like Icelandic.
I've been admiring it for ages. Like, from a linguistic standpoint, I love it because it's so close to, like, Old Norse. And just, I love Icelandic so much.
Yeah, we also tried to change it, like, drastically between each of the 4 months.
Yeah,
so
like, these 3 languages are hardly
from Arabic,
similar.
Which was what we wanted. We wanted to, like, go totally different. And then
also, going from a script back to Latin was kind of just to give ourselves a bit of a breather.
Yeah.
But I think so far with the Arabic script, we're holding up all right. Like, yesterday we were doing a reading exercise, and it was actually really fun.
Yeah, so the reading exercise we were doing was to read the things and figure out, like, it's a country, and then there's other ones are capitals, and then you've got to match them. But the problem is that we didn't know the capitals
in the Arab world.
Yeah, we didn't know the capitals of the countries.
This is a byproduct of the American school system.
We were
just by the way,
reading it out, and then we were like, is that a capital? And we're like Googling places, and we're like, what if we sound it out slightly differently?
Yeah.
Like, does that sound like a place we've ever heard of? And like Googling capitals.
We had one that was like Australia, but the way I said it first sounded nothing like Australia. And you were like, that's Australia.
Matt was like, Australia or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, you mean Australia?
I was like, oh, maybe. But yeah. And then, anything else for the Icelandic?
I don't think so. And then,
for September through December,
we have planned Brazilian Portuguese, but this might get switched with Icelandic.
We just both have a hankering for it now.
Yeah, currently we've both been like, I want to learn Portuguese.
We watch a lot of Damon and Joe, and they speak a lot of Brazilian Portuguese.
I've just wanted to learn Brazilian
I've wanted to learn it as well.
For a long time.
I heard a song the other day.
Longer than you have,
yeah, because I've had a disdain for Romance languages a lot.
Yeah, Matt has this weird hatred of Romance languages.
No,
like all of them.
Okay, it's not a hatred.
And then it comes back though. Then he's like, I want to learn Italian. I want to learn Spanish. He bought an Italian book and a Spanish book the other day. Held off of buying a Portuguese book. He's taking French in school, so we're getting there.
Guys, I'm coming around.
But surely
I'm coming around.
He's coming around.
I'm a well-rounded language learner.
Finally.
Except I do think that all the languages we want to learn, I mean, I have my huge list over here, but they are very Indo-European, and I'd like to get some more Asian and African in there. I would say more Middle Eastern, but we have a bunch of them here.
I think I actually have a really balanced world-wide list of languages that I want to learn. Because Matt's a little more like, I want to learn all the things, and I'm more of a planning person, so I have like my bucket list of languages I want to learn. But those are ones that I've actually thought about, like, I want to, and some of them are ones where, like, maybe I won't get to them. But yeah, and I've got a system of, like, these will be the next languages I learn and things. So I'm a little more systematic, and I guess somehow, I didn't try, though, necessarily. I sort of tried to get, like, parts around the world covered, but also, like, it balanced itself out, I feel like, without me trying. Like, I did aim to get, like, one from every continent, sort of. I haven't really picked, like, languages from certain continents yet.
Do you have one from Africa? I mean, Arabic is North Africa, but...
Yeah.
Like a Bantu one?
Beyond that, I haven't picked, like, a Bantu. Like, I know I want to do one, but I kind of don't know which one I want to do, which is kind of the thing right now. And it's fine because, like, I don't see myself getting to that anytime soon, really.
You've got a plan.
I've got plans for other languages.
Plus, also,
that I
language
really
learning is a lifetime thing. You've got your entire life.
No, that's the thing, is I'm not worried about it. So, like, I don't feel like it's something I need to pick right. Maybe someday I'll be like, Swahili is calling my name. That'll be the African language that I learn. Mm-hmm. Like, if I have some, like, experience that, like, connects me with some language, then obviously that'll be the African one that I pick, but...
And sometimes it takes traveling to want to learn a language.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, I mean, like, I'm not gonna force anything on my plan currently, because I'm not, like, I need to get to an African language next. Yeah. Because, like... Yeah. So it's just gonna be whatever for now. I don't know what it's gonna be someday. We'll find out.
Exactly. You want to go through your actual plan?
Alright, so that's what we're doing together, and then beyond that, I've been preparing currently for French class because I'm taking French this semester, but I'm taking Advanced French 2, which is like skipping like 3 years
Going
of French
from no
classes.
French class right now to Advanced French 2.
Yeah, so I haven't taken French since last year. Which, I mean, doesn't sound too long, but it also is because towards the end of last year, all we were doing was preparing for an exam and then doing nothing when we were done with the exam. Yeah. So I'm kind of at this place where I haven't really done much French other than, like, I helped tutor Matt when he was starting out. Yep. And helped have conversations with him during Ad 1, but beyond that, I really haven't done any French. I started reading The Hobbit at one point, too, but I was reading, like, 7 books at the time. Like, that's not, like, it was, like, 6 or 7 books. It was really bad. So I had to put The Hobbit down and put, like, half the books down. Can we talk about how I was like, this is too many.
You had a copy of The Hobbit in French. Le Hobbit. Yep. Le Hobbit. Is that what it is?
Le Hobbit, yeah.
Le Hobbit. Oh, it's so cute. And then it got bent. Just slightly. Just slightly. Okay. And I think I had a copy of it as well in French.
You didn't. Oh, you ordered another
copy. I ordered a new copy for you because you were like, it's bent. I'm so sad. And I'm like, if I buy you this, will you shut up?
No, you bought it because you wanted my copy. Because then
because I wanted a copy of it
Matt wanted a copy anyway, so he ordered a new non-bent copy, gave me the non-bent copy, and took the bent one. Because, like, I didn't care. Like, I was upset about it, like, really upset, because I really like the version that I have.
It's really pretty.
And, like, I didn't bend it. Someone, like, sat on my book. Aww. Like, and bent it. And I was like, you couldn't have moved the book? Like, why? So I was, like, just kind of annoyed by that. And then, so Matt ordered another copy so you could have my version.
I'm excited to read it, because I've read The Hobbit many times. I'm a big Tolkien fan.
I haven't read The Hobbit.
I
haven't read any of the Lord of the Rings books or The Hobbit. So, like, I was gonna read it and then got, like, a chapter or so in, something like that. But, like I said, I was reading so many books that I literally had to stop just so I could, like, figure out where I was. But someday I'll be going back to that when I have... Maybe I'll do that next. I don't know. I've been preparing for French class, and then I'll be taking French class through, like, middle of May when the semester ends. Mm-hmm. So that's some French in my life. Like Matt said, we want to go to Europe this summer.
Have we ever talked about our European plans on here?
No, we haven't.
Do you want to kind of give a brief overview?
So, brief overview. We want to go to France and Germany.
We'd love to do more, but we're kind of giving ourselves, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah, we want to do France and Germany mainly because I haven't been to Europe yet, and
I've gone to Germany twice.
Matt's gone to Germany twice, but, like, I haven't been to Europe yet. And so I really want to go to France, like, really, really badly, because I've been speaking French for so long, but have not gone to France. So I really want to do that, and then it just seemed like the next step to go to Germany then, because, like, I think my German is, like, kind of the next, like, language place I'd like to practice at. Like, Germany is the next place I'd like to speak the language at.
Plus, it's right next door.
Yeah, plus it's, like, right there. So, basically, we're going to do France and Germany.
We're going to go from... Well, we're not starting in Paris. We're starting in, like, England. We have a weird system.
We're not totally sure what's happening.
So, basically in Paris. And then we're going to go way west to...
Like, the country.
The countryside. And then we're going to go way east to, like, Strasbourg. And what's the other town?
I don't know. We were just going to pick somewhere on the border.
We're going to do one of the bilingual towns. Mm-hmm. And then we'll go into Germany, go over to Hamburg, and the town that I stayed in, and then visit some towns over there, and then go down to Berlin, and then, you know, get the whole experience and fly home. Mm-hmm. And, of course, if we can do more, we'll do more.
And we'd also like to do some passport to servos.
Yeah,
to stay
that's the whole thing.
So that requires us to speak some Esperanto, too, because it was like, then we can put a third language in. Like, obviously, we'll probably do a little bit of youth hosteling and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Youth hosteling sounds like some sort of, like, beating up children or something.
Youth hosteling?
No, like, staying in youth hostels.
Youth.
And that'll obviously be a great way to practice languages, too.
Oh, yeah.
But we'd also really like to try some Passport de Servos and
We've been
some
looking at it for a
real-life
long time.
Esperanto speaking in.
Plus, we found some people that live in, like, the countryside of France where we're going to visit, and so, like, we want to get in contact with them soon. But we're trying to revive our Esperanto first.
Yeah, well,
I'm making a short film in Esperanto.
I'm not there in my plan.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So, I'm taking French up until May, and then maybe, like, just find some way to continue with it, maybe, like, read some books, do whatever, just to keep me slightly ready for then France. So then partway through, like, probably after I start school, which is in, like, a week. Oh, no.
A week?
So, like, in a week, I'm gonna, like, do some Esperanto and some German, when I have time, some Duolingo. I want to, like, get my trees gold again. I also really want to finish the German tree. I still haven't done that. So one of my goals for this year is to finish the German tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then after school ends, after I'm done taking, like, all my classes and stuff and focusing mainly on French for school, I'm going to try and advance my German a bit. So I really want to look for a book that's in French that's for intermediate to advanced German, and I haven't found it yet, and I know it must exist because France and Germany are right near each other. And I haven't really looked at Asimil, so if people know if there's, like, a second book or something, like, if you can take, like, the beginner to intermediate and there's, like, an intermediate to advanced, because I want, like, the next level, like a level 2 kind of thing. But I don't know if that's a thing. And I've tried looking around, but I can't really find any French places that have it. Like, I know it must exist, but I haven't found it yet. So, hoping to do that, and also work on my Esperanto.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I've been using Lernu. Highly recommend it.
Okay. And then, after the hopeful Europe trip, before, or I don't know, on the plane or whatever, I then am moving into the part of the year where I'd like to do Japanese and or American Sign Language. Oh, did you just find it?
I found,
Intermediate Advanced German for French speakers. Oh,
there
look
you
at
go.
that. All right,
look at...
Oh, man, that's $400.
This is Asimil.
All right, well...
Oh, price. That's a bit cheaper.
Yeah, that's much cheaper than $400.
It's still $60 though.
Yeah, but that's a lot less than $400.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so maybe
I found something.
So after that, I want to move into
CDs
Japanese.
Sold separately.
Oh, well,
that's always great.
Okay, I want to move into Japanese and or American Sign Language. I wanted to get to those for a while, and I just am not sure which one I want to get to first. I'm gonna wait and just see how I'm feeling at the time, and either do a split and do, like, Japanese for 3 months and then American Sign Language for 3 months, or I'm gonna just do one, or maybe I'll do one for, like, 4 months, one for 2, like, because also I'm gonna start school then at some point, like, in August or whatever, like, almost September, so at that point, like, I may not be able to do Japanese, but we do have an American Sign Language program at my school, so I could do that as, like, a club after school. So, like, I just need to figure it out, but I think those are the languages I'll get to after.
Cool. Alright, so my messy plan is not a plan at all like Abigail's. It is much more, I don't even want to call it a rough outline. Here's what I'm thinking, basically.
Oh, goodness.
So as of right now, as of January, I am going back into Norwegian, and I have been loving it. I've been going back and doing the Pimsleur. As of right now, I'm going through colloquial Norwegian because I have lost my audio for Teach Yourself, which is great. I've gone through a crisis of trying to find audio for the Teach Yourself Norwegian and colloquial, but I finally found audio for the colloquial version that I have, and so I'm going through that, and I'm enjoying it so much so far. I've been finding resources online. I've got friends that live in Norway, so I'm gonna hopefully get back up to a place where I can talk to them again, because my Norwegian has been so dormant for so long. I made one diary in Norwegian a long time ago, and then basically since then, it has just crumbled within my memory. And so day by day, more and more is coming back to me. I love learning Norwegian grammar. I love the sound of Norwegian. It's just, it's such a beautiful language in my eyes. And so that's where I am with Norwegian. And I believe there's a teacher at my school that speaks Norwegian. So if I can talk to her, that'd be so cool. All right. So I, of course, am still taking German and French classes at my school. So I'll be taking those until the end of the year, basically.
Which is until like July.
Yeah, I have school for a long time. But
I'm literally gonna be out of school for like 2 months.
I'm jealous.
I guess just 1 month, like a whole month.
But also,
you get out.
I do
a month and a half.
I do like nothing in my German class, so I learn more in my French 3 honors class than I do in my IB German class. Honestly, so a lot of German is on my own right now. So I've been keeping that up through songs, and I really plan on. I've got so many German books that I got from when I was in Germany, and I especially have Die Rote Königin, which is the Red Queen, which my host mother got for me because we were in a bookstore and I was looking at a bunch of fantasy books, and I picked this one up, and I'm like, oh, I've looked into the English version, and I just haven't read it yet. And she's like, oh, I read this, I love the plot, you probably really enjoy it, and then I didn't wind up getting it, and then on the day I was leaving, they packed a present for me, and I didn't open it until I got home, and it was the Red Queen. And so I have a copy of it now, and it's like the sweetest little thing. It is a big book, though, but I do plan on going through that at some point, so maybe I can make that my German activity. Or I've gotten into this new Google Chrome add-on that I've used before, but now I'm paying for the premium, which is like $2 or $5 a month, and I think it's going to be worth it. I think I'm going to get use out of it. It's called Readlang. And basically, they've got some languages in beta, but I believe they function predominantly on Translate apps. I don't know if it's Google Translate in general, but it facilitates reading articles online in other languages because you can highlight words you don't understand, and it'll underline them or whatever you like, and it'll give you the word, and you can highlight phrases, and then it'll add these words and phrases to flashcards for you, and you can study them later in your vocabulary on the site. And so I've been using this to read Norwegian articles online. And so yeah, there's my Norwegian. That's what I plan to do with German. While I was in Germany, I also got a Plattdeutsch book. So I hope that I can get some... Is Plattdeutsch a minority language? I would say, yeah.
I don't know.
It's a regional dialect, maybe. I believe it is the Plattdeutsch of Northern Germany, which I believe is only where Plattdeutsch is spoken. So I hope I can get through that book a bit and do a little series on Plattdeutsch on here, or Plattdeutsch, because that'd be fun. It's been something I've wanted to learn for a while. Oh no, there's a phone ringing. Phone ringing. But yeah, so Plattdeutsch is on my list of little minority languages I want to get into. But after Norwegian, and of course I'm doing Esperanto, I've been going through Lernu, and this is all in preparation for our trip to Europe. I do want to go through and find another French course I can do. I've got plenty of books, so I know I'm going to be hopefully jumping into one of those. And then we have a cat that just joined us. So after those, I really am a bit torn as to where I want to go. I did pick up an Italian book the other day. We were at a store, and I couldn't help myself because I've just been feeling a drive towards Italian. And so because I have this one resource, I think it'll be nice because I don't have other resources trying to get me away from this one. So I may do Italian, but I also picked up a Swedish book, so I might do some Swedish. And then like Abigail said, she's been having this drive for Japanese. I too may go back to Japanese because I did a month of it, and I'm feeling the pull again. I'm feeling the pull. So I think that's where I have my eyes right now. Of course, this may change. This is how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you have any goals just in general, other than like certain
do I have goals?
You want to get to? Like just
yeah, I do. The goals I have are to make more diaries in my languages and to have more accountability for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So whether I find accountability through uploading to videos to Instagram and showing progress to that, or learning more so I can show it in a diary, finding friends I can talk to online, really going through forums more, and finding like using apps like HelloTalk, because I find I've gotten messages from people online before, like really long messages in French, and just the length of the message like scares me because I'm like, there's no way I can understand this. But I really need to like take a more holistic approach to, I think, just conversation in general, because that's what language is about, and I can't be afraid of it. of course, I've gotten messages in Swahili before that are really long, and I've literally only studied Swahili for a week. And so all of that has left me, by the way. So I cannot converse with you in Swahili, and I do apologize for that.
To all of you that have messaged Matt in Swahili, we're sorry.
But what about you, goal-wise?
Goal-wise, one of my, like, New Year resolutions just in general, like, because I make, like, kind of, like, a ton of resolutions. Like, I come up with, like, 10, at least, goals that I set for myself, because instead of doing, like, exercise more, or, like, be a healthier person, or whatever, I set just, like, goals for the year. So one of my goals this year, / resolutions, or whatever, was to incorporate language learning into my life every day.
Yes.
So to do a little bit of learning every day, even if it's, like, listening to Pimsleur on my walk to class, or, like, doing some Duolingo before I go to sleep, or, like, doing some flashcards while I wait in line to buy food, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just doing something every single day. Or, like, watching a TV show in one of my target languages, or reading a book. Like, it could be something fun even, but I want to do language stuff every single day. So far, it's only the 16th of January, but so far I haven't broken this at all. I've done something language-related literally every day this year.
That is awesome.
I've done a lot of actually, like, real full-on studying, too, because I'm still on break right now. So, I mean, we'll see how this goes when I get back to school, but, like, break-wise, I've, like, done full-on studying. Like, I have worked on studying French tenses again and doing
Arabic
some
with
exercise with it. I've done Arabic with you. I've done Duolingo, like, trying to get my French tree completely gold. I want to get all my trees gold and finished and stuff. So, like, that kind of thing. And then I also want to be doing, like, kind of going off of that, I want to be doing more, like, fun stuff in my target languages and just using my target languages more. Like, languages that I have dormant, even, like, things that I'm not actively studying. Like, I want to be reading books in French and German. I want to be watching TV shows. I want to be listening to the news, or, like, just doing things in other languages and just, like, having them be, like, a part of my life more so, because I find that if I'm not studying something, it can kind of just fall back and then get really rusty. So I just want to, like, be using things, because, like, I'm learning a language that opens so many, like, things up to me to, like, enjoy and, like, get entertainment out of, but I don't do it. So, like, I just need to do more of that. And then I guess just, like, you were saying, we were talking about, like, Italki earlier, so I guess I want to try and do more conversation stuff this year, try and make some more friends, like you said, in my target languages, maybe do more language exchanges like that, just kind of get myself speaking more. And then, I guess finally, like, Polyglot Progress-wise, I'd really like to be doing more educational stuff.
Yeah, you've been saying that a lot.
Like, kind of more planned out. Like, they take a while to plan out is the only problem.
It takes so long to make.
Because
but I think it's worth it.
It's definitely worth it, and I'm really happy when I do it, but it's, like, because I've only posted, like, one, I think, that I've made, but I've scripted a bunch of other ones. The problem is that I have to go through and think about it, and then, like, go back and revise it, just so that I, like, explain things. I've got to make sure I'm correct in the way I explain it, and I don't say anything that could be taken the wrong way. And then I've got to make sure that I'm explaining it just the right way so that people can understand when I'm trying to communicate. So it's just, like, a lot of thinking and planning. But I want to do more of that, definitely.
Totally. And what you were saying with incorporating language learning into your daily life, this is something that I struggle with a lot, because I find school can get in the way so much. We struggle with this a lot. I think I might more than you. I know you can find time most of the time. And I like to procrastinate by learning languages, which is unhealthy.
Yeah, well, I think that's part of the problem, is I do it when if I don't have time, I just don't do it. Yeah. And which is, like, bad, but, like, I at least get all my stuff out of the way before I go for it. You, like, do, like, 5 Pimsleurs and are like, I haven't done any work and it's 10 p.m. and I'm so stressed for school tomorrow.
But I feel great. Listen to how much Norwegian I can speak.
You've, like, done, like, 4 Pimsleurs in a row for Norwegian.
Yeah.
Instead, so then you're, like, stressed. You're like, I'm so stressed. But, like...
But yeah, so I want to Norwegian. I have ikväll med Ylvis. I have Skam, which everybody seems to love, and I believe I found the first season, so I want to start that.
But literally, can I watch that with you, even though I don't speak any Norwegian? Does it have subtitles? Can I watch it with subtitles? Cool. Okay.
Wait, yeah, I think they're in English. I only watched the first 5 minutes and I didn't understand any of it.
Oh.
So I'm like, I need work. But so I wanna do something that, because I know there are people that like to put Post-its around their room, and we found that Arabic book the other day that had little stickers you could take out and put places. And I did this with Japanese once, and I took it down the next day because I was just having difficulty. But now that I'm learning Arabic and Norwegian at the same time, or I could even do it in German, I want to use other languages to learn other languages. I don't want to rely on my mother tongue all the time. Like you were saying with getting a French to German book, I want to get a German to French. I want to get a German to Norwegian. I really want to do this. I was talking to one of our viewers actually, who I've spoken with before, and I would consider him a friend. He recommended, he loves to study linguistics, and so he has a linguistics book in German, and that's how he learns linguistics. And so this is something, I looked into the book, I was like, I want to get this sounds awesome. And so I think doing that, like you said, watching a TV show, reading books,
I found a really good French TV show the other day. It's called Call the Agent or something in English. I don't know what the French
Netflix?
version. Yeah, it's a Netflix original series.
Ooh.
So I don't know if it has a different language if you're watching it on the French Netflix or something. But the name is in English on Netflix, but the audio is entirely in French. It is a French show, so I don't know what it's actually called. I think it's Call the Agent or something, but it's a comedy. And it's I really like it because also a lot of the French Netflix original shows and shows that Netflix has on the American Netflix in French are crime shows, and I just wasn't really feeling that.
Germany loves crime, and I'm like, I don't like crime that much.
Yeah, I just wasn't a lot of people
love it.
There are a few shows on there that a lot of people have said good things about, but it's just I looked at it and I just really it's just not for me. I don't think. I'll probably get around to it eventually, but for now, I found this and I'm enjoying it. So
there you go. I also, for our German learners or listeners, there's a comedian I love. I mean, of course, you probably know about the Heute Show, who I call that guy in there, I forget his name. I call him John Oliver of Germany because he's so funny and has a very similar comedic style. And there's a comedian I discovered, I believe, on his show, and I'll say her name the English way, Hazel Brugger, but I believe German it's Hazel Brugger, and she's from Switzerland. Her sets are just so funny, and I went through a phase in just learning German where I literally just watched her stuff, and I was considering learning Swiss German to listen to more of her stuff because she was so funny. And it's definitely, humor and comedy is a great way to get through some cultural barriers in language learning, because there are a lot of things that you might not find that funny, but through learning languages you may consider comedic. So I definitely suggest television, radio, podcasts, anything you can to just get some cultural information into your language learning, and it's some entertainment. Honestly, make it fun. Yeah.
Do we have anything else big?
We
want to do more stuff for Polyglot Progress, but that's kind of always a thing. We're just so busy, so many things.
I know.
Juggled.
And we're trying. The reason I was talking about I want to put emphasis on diaries in my language learning and use them as a motivation to learn languages, because I feel recently with school we've come to neglect Polyglot Progress, and it stings because this is our little child, and I love it so much. So we're really trying, and if you have anything that you think we could do better, please do let us know. But definitely let us know about your language plans for this year.
Comments that's post things.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, but
let us know that.
Or even just questions you guys have, things for future podcasts.
Oh, Zoe.
If you have anything you want us to talk about in future podcasts, that's one thing we're going to try is
we want to try to
see
get
each other recording a bunch of podcasts and be able to just schedule them to come out, so there will be at least something on our channel. Yeah,
and we're making we talked about this among ourselves, but our new official upload day is Thursday, and we want to try to at least get videos up every Thursday, and then if we have a backlog of content, we'll be uploading that sporadically.
Yeah, I'm using the last week of my break to pre-film a ton of videos and then edit them and post them and have them ready to go.
I didn't mention this. I'm learning Spanish as of right now in preparation for a trip to Costa Rica, and that doesn't sound like a place I would typically visit, nor a language that I would typically learn, because you know me and I'm not that big into Spanish, but I'm getting into it. I'm enjoying it. I put my phone into Spanish. I bought a Berlitz Latin American Spanish for your trip, and I really, really am against like just learning a language because you go in there, or like how to get to the bathroom, yada yada yada. Because like I like to just appreciate the language more and appreciate the culture, and I don't want to learn it if I'm not interested in it because I don't think I can give it my all. But I'm starting to get into it, and I feel as like a polyglot and a language lover, I have some sort of like moral like responsibility to learn the language before going there. And so I will let you know about my progress there. If I can film some stuff in Costa Rica, that'd be great. Because it's going to be cool. We're kind of just going to wander Costa Rica. I'm excited.
Yeah, you might end up learning a bit from immersion. Like,
Oh,
even
totally.
if you haven't studied that much before the trip, it would be interesting to see you before you go to Costa Rica and then
And
you after you come back and just kind of pick some things up.
Definitely. All right. I think that's all we got.
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah. All right, so...
All right. Thank everybody. Thank you guys for listening. And please let us know what languages you're learning and what you think and any questions you got.
Yep.
All right.
We'll talk to you guys next time.
And remember,
practice makes progress.